Okay, so we've got a copy of a formal report here, and I'm just going to talk you through the main features of it. We've got a heading, or a title, which simply says what the report is about. It doesn't have to be punchy or interesting or short like a newspaper article heading does. It's just the title of the report. So this reported a report into the removal of the hot drinks machine at Stoke Leisure Centre. Next we have the introduction. So we have a subheading, and underneath is a simple outline of what the report is about and who it's for. So this introduction says there have been many complaints following the removal of the hot drinks machine at Stoke Leisure Centre. This report has been written by the Leisure Users Committee for the Stoke Leisure Centre Management. Next we have the findings. In some of the scenarios in the level 1 and 2 functional English exams, you will be given the figures to use. You'll be given the findings that have come from the survey that's been carried out. In others of them, you have to make your own numbers up. So the findings here say, a survey was carried out and it was found that 85% of learners had missed the machine. 40% had had to go without a drink as they didn't have enough money with them to buy one from the cafe. 90% of learners felt that removing the machine without prior notice was unfair. Management at Stoke Leisure Centre stated that the contract with the drinks company had expired and they had been unable to negotiate a suitable alternative. If you're not given the figures to use for your findings, then make sure that you make up figures and make sure that you make the figures to show a clear majority. So say 90% in favour of something. So in this case, 90% of the learners felt that removing the machine without prior notice was unfair. By doing this, you'll make it easier to make the recommendations in the next section. So next we have a conclusion, and all the conclusion does is sum up the findings. So don't add any new information here, just sum up the findings. The vast majority of leisure users feel that it was unfair to remove the machine without providing an alternative. And the last thing you have to do in actually writing the report is to make recommendations. You may make a recommendation that's different from another person's, but so long as it's a logical recommendation, then that's absolutely fine. So in this case, we recommend that Stoke Leisure Centre install another machine as soon as possible. Then you need to write your name, the name of your group or organisation if you're part of one, and finally the date.